that we don't want the people who take advantage of these exploits and get people to mint to get any more money, because that just gives them more power to continue taking advantage of people. But the main thing here is we want to protect new people in the community from giving away their money to these scammers, and in the process, that might end up making a project that we happen to do this little seminar thing, whatever you want to call it. If we do this in a new server and some people see that and they start to understand some of the important lessons that this may teach, they may not give away money, and in the process of not giving away money, if the project feels inclined to then essentially pay the people back who happened to get taken advantage of in the server, then it saves the project money too. So it's kind of a twofold profit on all sides, right? the people don't lose any money, and then the project doesn't have to pay back any money. So instead of twice as much money being taken by the scammers, essentially, we protect everybody in that situation, and nobody gets screwed over, and the scammers don't get any money, right? That's the goal. But I think we have a few people in here. Well, I think we can go ahead and start and just go through the basics. Like I said, I'm just kind of jabbering right now, but this will take maybe 10-15 minutes. If you guys have any questions that I might be able to answer at the end of it, we'll just do a short little AMA or something, but that's it. I guess we'll just start at the top of these slides, but touch on a couple different subjects. I think that one of the most important things is when you're in a Discord server and someone in that Discord server, maybe it's a trusted person, maybe it's a mod that you've talked to, maybe it's the head of the server. There's a number of different people that can become compromised, and if they do become compromised, you may find yourself seeing a link posted in the Discord that says, hey, you can mint now. You often see this in Discords prior to minting out. If that happens, and you see a link pop up that says, hey, mint now, pay attention to the information that you've received prior to that link popping up to make sure that it isn't a mint, it's not happening at a scheduled mint time. So if the mint clearly stated that they were going to do it on February 12th, and it's the 10th, and a link pops up that says mint is live, immediately start to question that, because you knew that it was on the 12th. Everybody knew that it was on the 12th. If it suddenly pops up on the 10th, then you have to say, hey, this doesn't seem right. A lot of the time when these links pop up, you don't want to click them. And if you do click them, some bad stuff can happen. I won't get into everything that could happen when you click it. You just don't want to click it at all. In the situation that this is a Discord where the mint has already happened, where, realistically, if a mint has happened, and it's a 10,000 PFP mint, they're never going to be releasing an extra 1,000. That's one of the things that seems to get a lot of people confused, or they're excited, right? So there's a project where the floor is half an ETH, and the mint price was 0.8, and for whatever reason, people seem to believe that when the project has been fully minted out, all of the tokens have been dispersed to the community, that one of the mods or the project owners are going to come out and say, hey, now there's another 1,000 mints. This confuses people, and I've seen a significant amount of people go ahead and mint those things. But what we're going to talk about here right now is verifying a collection and trying to see some of the information based off of the contract and some of the stuff on OpenSea in order to confirm whether or not there are actually 1,000 tokens remaining in the collection to be minted. So one of the things that we could do is verify the collection on OpenSea by looking for the contract details. And so I'll just bring up a collection here on OpenSea really quick. This is Quirkies. This is a more recent one. One of the things we can do is we can look at different stuff like Icy Tools, for instance, and see Quirkies originals. That shows up. Icy Tools was fairly good about taking down fake collections. You can see the circulating supply. You can see the contract address. And you can also see a number of different links here. But just to be safe, what we can do is we can see that this contract address, OX3903 and 787F9. And then we can go to the collection on OpenSea, because even OpenSea can have a fake collection. We can confirm over here too that this is the OX3903. So we know that it's the same token address in two different places. This doesn't necessarily mean that this is the absolute correct contract and the correct project. This just means that we're doubling the amount of resources that we have to confirm that this could possibly be the correct contract. You also have the ability to go to the collection page and confirm some of the numbers that you saw. So 5K items, we saw 5K items. Okay, so this is looking a little bit better. But we can go ahead and click on one of these guys, confirm that contract, and then we want to go to Etherscan. And you can go to Etherscan just by clicking there. I'll close this one. Etherscan will pull up the same contract. It'll also show the amount of money that's in there. This is a good way of telling that it's probably the legit contract, because it's unlikely that a scam contract or a scam collection on OpenSea is going to have that amount of Ethereum in it. From here, we have a number of different things we can do, and this information, these slides will be on our website, hosted on our website, so you can look over them there. But on the Etherscan page, you're going to see a couple of different important pieces of information. That's the tracker here. This is the collection name. We have a couple other things. We have the contract. The contract is going to tell you some of the information that we want to know moving forward. All the transactions that have happened. This is just the basic Etherscan view page. But important things are contract address, the name, and looking at contract. What we can do is we can go ahead and click on the contract. And then here there's all of the fun stuff that if you're a Solidity coder, you have the ability to read. If you're not, then just kind of go to these functions. We have read and write. Write is if you were going to write something to the contract. You connect your wallet and you can use things like the mint function in order to mint a token if they are available. Or you can go to read, and that's what we're talking about here. In this read contract, we have a couple of different things that we can look out for. One of the important things would be sale public, which this says it's true. So they're saying that the public sale is currently on, which, it's interesting that says true, and this is probably a bad example. But the important part, what we're looking at here, is total supply. And let's see if we can find a price. So that's cap public. That means you can only mint 5 tokens per cap whitelist. You can only mint 2 tokens. NFT price, right? So this is another important factor. There's converters out there for you to convert this number into ETH. I do not have one pulled up here, but there's an example in this slide here, which they're very small. Let's see if we can zoom in. So you can see there's a price conversion from Gwei to Ether, and you can tell that the price here is displayed in in Way. And so this may have an extra 0 or not a 0. I'm not sure what the mint price on this was, but I'm going to assume it was 0.05. So in the situation that you were in that Discord, and while being in that Discord, they say, mint is live. We're selling another 1,000 tokens for, 0.08. You can say, I don't necessarily believe this mod in Quirkies is telling the truth. And so you can go and you can confirm a couple places. You can go to the Etherscan. You can say, well, the mint price was actually 0.05. It wasn't 0.08. And the total supply is 5,000. And so if the total supply is 5,000, which is what I'm seeing in a couple of other places, it's weird that they would be selling 5,000 more. And here under NFT limit, this is another portion, right? This is saying this is how many have been minted. And then in NFT limit, it says this is how many can be minted. So if only 5,000 can be minted and 5,000 have been minted, and OpenSea is saying that there are 5,000 total, and Icy Tools is saying that there are 5,000 in the circulating supply, that means that there are not an extra 1,000 tokens to be minted. So you can just say whatever this mod is saying isn't true and immediately disregard it and assume that the server has been hacked. If you assume that the server has been hacked, it's best to even just leave it until the team has figured it out. So for instance, when the NanoPass server got hacked, I saw that there was a post that popped up from one of the mods. It said, there's another 1,000 NanoPass, so on and so forth. I immediately said, no, there's not, and went into the general channel and said the Discord has been compromised. I was able to make that assessment quickly because I knew that all the tokens had been minted, and they're not going to somehow increase this supply, because this is hard-coded into the contract. They can't change that. They would have to create a new contract, and I would have known prior to them saying that there's an additional supply to be minted. So some other interesting stuff here. We went through this contract stuff. You can go and find these Way converters just by Googling it if you're interested. So Discord scams, one of the biggest thing is DMs. DMs, like this one here, if you ever get a DM that says that live Asuna Mint is going and you can mint now, like it says here, blanket rule, you can assume that any mint links from a DM are a scam. And that means don't even click on it. Don't question it. Don't do any of the stuff to think, hey, maybe this isn't a scam. I'm going to go check it out. You just assume everything is a scam. Go ahead and block them. Just completely shut it down, and say this is fake. I don't want to touch this. Never click a link, never click any link anywhere unless it's from a trusted source. And even if it's from a trusted source, if it seems as though it's a time that doesn't make sense, like how I was saying, if you know the mint is today and yesterday a link pops up that says the mint is live, assume it's a scam and that it's fake. Another important thing that you can do is disable your DMs so nothing ever happens. The way that you do that is you can go to your privacy settings for a specific server. So like this one, you go up to the server name in the upper left-hand corner. You just click that down arrow. You go to the privacy settings, and then you can just make it so no one on the server has the ability to DM you. I personally accept DMs from people, but the way that I do it is I turn myself invisible. And so in the bottom left-hand corner of Discord, you can click the little icon there, and you can turn yourself invisible. And what that means a lot of the time is it'll just show that you're offline, and most of the bots that are trying to send scam mint DMs throughout a server to see if they can, blanket spread their lies to as many people as possible, they won't actually hit the people who are invisible or offline. They'll only hit the people that are said to be online. So it's a great way to stop that from happening. But in the situation that you ever happen to mint something, or click a link or connect to a website and feel like things don't seem right, and you may have made a mistake, it's good to go to a website like revoke.cash or DeBank and make sure that you disconnect from that website. So here you can see on Revoke, absolutely do not mint. I have 3 of those tokens and I don't have any allowances, so nothing can do anything with that in my wallet. So I can't sell it on OpenSea unless I tell OpenSea that I want OpenSea to be able to sell it. I can't sell it on LooksRare, so on and so forth. But for instance, Pixel Planets, I can sell it on OpenSea. But then you see here that there's another thing that says allowance for all tokens and a contract address. What that means there is that contract has the ability to do something with my tokens as well as OpenSea. In this instance, I had the ability to burn one of these planets, and I had to give this contract authorization. So sometimes in the situation that you went to a website or you clicked on a link and that somehow connected to your wallet, and you accidentally gave it an allowance to do something with your wallet, you would see the name of whatever you connected to and the allowances for whatever token that's there. You can go ahead and press revoke, and that will take away their ability to do anything with your wallet. So pretty important. You have the ability to protect yourself fairly quickly in a situation something like that happens. One of the other things that I wanted to quickly discuss is transactions. So if you're using MetaMask and you're doing a MetaMask transaction, what's going to happen the majority of the time when you go to mint a token, and a lot of the scam links that pop up and have malicious intent, they're actually not going to be a contract that you're interacting with. It's just going to be somebody's wallet. And what's going to happen is you're going to click on something, and that's going to give that hyperlink or whatever you click on, or whatever mint button from the fake website. You're going to click on it, and it's going to pull up a MetaMask window. That MetaMask window is going to say transfer. So it's going to tell you that you are just transferring money into someone's wallet. So you can pay attention to your MetaMask window and what it says at the top of that window to see if you are interacting with a contract, which would say contract interaction, whether you are minting a token, which would say mint, or whether you are sending or transferring money to someone, which would say transfer. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you have clicked on a link, you do go to try to mint something, and it says transfer, you should just immediately start to question what's going on. You should probably just close that, reject that transaction, close that MetaMask window, go to your actual wallet and disconnect from the site, as well as go to revoke and see if you happen to give any permissions for whatever reason. That should basically cover it. We talked about Discord, how to keep yourself from getting DMs and getting scammed through fake mints. We talked about some of the other stuff, basic stuff in contracts, what to look for in contracts to confirm whether or not a mint has anything left to mint, and just being able to confirm collections by using a couple different resources and checking over the numbers. So that's basically it for my little speech here. If you guys have any